Hey my beautiful Virgo peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome into your November 20th through the 26th tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I do want to mention before we get started, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below if you want to book me there. But without further ado here, Team Virgo, let's jump on into it and see what's going on here for you guys at this time. What do we got rolling on in here for our lovely Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus zodiac coming into the week here of the 20th through the 26th. What do we got in store here for you? Messages coming on in here for Team Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus through the week of the 20th. Starting out with the overall energy, we have here the Empress. Now, Empress showing up here for you is Libra energy, so you could be connecting with a Libra potentially. Taking a look at the current energy, the Fool, what you're dealing with, we have here the Queen of Pentacles, and then having a look here at the current outcome, we do have here the Nine of Wands. So far what we're seeing here, you could be dealing with a Libra. You also could be connecting here with an Aries if that happens to resonate with you now. With the overall energy, Empress card coming on out, this is a great card of growth, transformation, represents nurturing yourself, nurturing people around you. So I feel here for you specifically, coming into this week, you're really taking care of yourself as much as possible. Having a look at the current energy being the Fool represents that at the end of the day, I don't want to keep on running through scenarios and situations in my life blindly, but I want to have a plan. I feel like you're nurturing yourself and you're taking into account what you need, what's going to benefit you, how you can plan your future in a very, not only practical kind of way, but in a very loving way to set yourself up for the most success. So there's something special about this week, I feel, in terms of planning for the future to make sure that you are delivering the best amount of growth, that you are having the greatest outcome you can. With the Empress, it can represent children. Maybe you and your partner may have a child. You might be planning your kid's future this week in the format of how much money can we save for college? What type of funding do we want? Should we put the house, in our child's name, in the will, whatever the case may be. So if it's not about that, of course, that's just a random message showing up. But I feel here that entirely with the Empress here and the Fool, it's like I can't keep on kind of going too much with the flow without a sense of a secure future. So I feel like creating your future and trusting your future with a future that brings in security, love, and promise is a really important highlight coming in this week. Having a look at what you're dealing with, getting your needs met here, Queen of Pentacles, right? What do I have to have in order? What needs to be prioritized? What needs need to be met? What does the future version of myself need in order to be comfortable, happy, and successful? Because looking at the current outcome here, Nine of Wands, I feel like maybe you might have felt like you let a lot of things slip, Virgo. Maybe you feel like you have felt so, in a way, detached from the idea of your future for so long that now it's like I need something to work towards, I think that it's great to go with the flow. I think it's great to be present. But I do think that at the same time, if we want to prepare for a future, everything starts now. We can't just push it off and say, yeah, maybe another day I'll start planning this, or maybe another day I'll start planning that. What you plan today is what will become your future, So I do see here for many of you this week, it's about getting your eyes set focused on what you are looking forward to creating in your life and what plan of action you can bring in that's going to bring in security in your life as well. And I think that means the all well-being when we're talking about finances, your happiness, your health, your family, whatever you can take care of to provide the ultimate well-being is really showing up here this week. Now, let's have a look and see what may be showing up in your challenge. What happens to be the challenge here for Virgo? And what do we have? The 10 of Wands coming in here for the challenge. Yeah, I think life might feel like it's been a little bit tough or hard. 10 of Wands can be about feeling really overwhelmed with burdens, Virgo. So maybe you feel like there's a lot of bills hitting you at once. Some of you might feel like there's been financial struggle. So if that's the case, it's like, okay, it's time to put a plan in order to get my finances secured. Maybe this week, this is about feeling like you just have so much happening emotionally. Maybe there's tons of things you never really healed from or set aside the time to heal from. You could have had experiences that have just been affecting you daily, but maybe you were escaping those experiences for a while rather than confronting them. So I think there is an overwhelming amount of things that have kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Piled up, if you will. There's a big amount of things that have piled up here over time. And this week it's like, okay, it's time to reduce that pile. It's time to take everything one step at a time and create actual change. Like I mentioned with that Fool card, it's like I can't keep blindly running into a future where I don't know what I'm going to get or where I don't know what to expect. I want to have an idea And I want to also have the peace and comfort in a secure future that I can start creating today. So it's really about getting things together, getting things in order this week is going to be a very big thing showing up for you. Now let's have a look here and see what you can expect throughout the rest of the week here, the 20th. So what can Virgo peeps expect? Moving on in through the rest of this week, Page of Pentacles automatically coming out for you represents taking the steps necessary, getting started here to get things in order. So you're definitely taking steps here, right? You're getting started, which is wonderful. I love seeing that for you. But what other information? What else can Virgo here expect? We have here the Justice card, Eight of Wands. We have here the Chariot. We also have here the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords showing up here too. Yeah, I'm hearing emergency fund. Some of you guys could be saving towards an emergency fund. A lot of this is preparation, guys. I really feel like a strong preparation vibe coming up this week. It's like, I don't know what can happen tomorrow, you know? We never really do, right? I know that might be sounding funny from a tarot reader saying that, but at the end of the day, I don't think the future is ever set in stone. So you never really can know what can happen tomorrow. So it's always nice to have a sense of security, but also to have plans in action to make sure that you are okay and that your well-being is going to be protected. So let's get into it. Page of Pentacles here. And the Justice card here. You know, what you can expect is definitely getting started here on creating more security in your life. That's going to be a prominent feature of this week. And I do see that you guys are taking action in whatever area of life you need to. So if you need to take action financially, you're getting your finances in order. You're coming up with a game plan. How am I going to save more money? How am I going to invest more money? How am I going to overall have that financial stability? So the plan is getting started here for sure. Maybe this is in the retrospective health. You could notice that there's been possibly a health decline, or maybe you haven't been involved in the most healthy activities. What kind of game plan can I do to get my health in order? Same thing with relationships, same thing with your personal path. You know, so far so good here. You're definitely taking the right steps. Now you have here the Eight of Wands, you have here the Chariot. So Eight of Wands here is the energy of movement, and the Chariot is about the future. So once again, yes, you are taking steps towards your future, but I feel like this week you're getting started and then you're going to go head first into making as much preparations as you can. I really feel like you're going to be diving deep here this week in such a powerful and special way that you're setting yourself up for a very secure future. Now, you can be reaching out to people to assist you and aid you. Maybe you're getting advice here from family, like a parent, in terms of how to help you out with your finances, how to help you out with your health, how to help you out with your own personal path, your career, etc. You could be talking to your partner. So if you are in a relationship, maybe you and your partner are working together as a team to really get everything in order. But I see the main thing here is that there's a lot of worry about what if, God forbid, something bad happened with the Seven of Swords. You know, what if, God forbid, I didn't have money for rent? What if, God forbid, you know, I didn't work on my health for so long that something unfortunate happened, you know? And I don't want to put that energy out there, by the way. So I want you guys to know this is not me casting no negative energy on nobody, but I'm just saying, I think you're at a point where the worries are starting to pile up a lot. And it's like, I want to do what I can to feel secure, to feel healthy, to feel happy. So yeah, you know, you can expect these worries to be weighing on you, but I am that type of person who's like, don't worry, be happy. That's me. But I think that when we look at it more from a realistic standpoint, anything can happen. We want to be as prepared as possible. So you're starting to see, like, I guess a bit of a awakening to your reality here this week. I think that's one thing you can definitely expect. It's getting hit with a bit of an awakening. It's like, damn, I didn't maybe see how bad or how, you know, hard this situation was until I saw it now. Maybe you didn't see, you know, maybe you didn't think something was as much of a bigger deal as it actually is, you know, and I've been there before. I've definitely been there before in my life where I've like looked at a situation and I thought the whole time, you know, this isn't that bad. But then as time progressed and as stuff piled up, I was like, this needs to get handled. This needs to get taken care of. So yeah, I do see this being the vibe of the week, guys, but it's going to be something that you can handle. Anything that I'm saying in this tarot reading right now is not anything you cannot handle. It is 110% with certainty. Anything that you can and will handle, so long as we go ahead and really invest in this game plan and really get everything here in order. So I want you guys to know, whether any Virgo watching is struggling, maybe you're worried because you can see a future struggle if you don't prevent it now. However it applies to you, if you find yourself in a space you're unhappy with, you guys have this power to create change. You're such a powerful being and you can do it and you will do it, but you have to first get started, okay? So identify, where am I feeling burdened in life? Where do I think I need to grow the most? What do I need to prioritize the most? And what can I do to no longer keep having a blind future, but instead I can have a prepared future, a secure future that I can expect myself being comfortable and my well-being being very, very taken care of. Okay, so let's definitely tap into that energy here this week for sure. Now, moving on forward here for you, Virgo. This is what I have here for the main situation. Let's dive on into your career, your love life, and your personal life. So let's see what's going on in these areas of life as well. Starting out here with career, we're going to take a look here. Danielle, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. But let's start out here with career and take a look. What do we got showing up here for career for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus coming on in through the week here of the 20th. First card coming out for you is going to be the Death. The following card is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. And lastly, we have here the Five of Pentacles showing up as well. In regards to career and work, I do think that for some of you, it's not that maybe because Five of Pentacles could represent that maybe the money's not there. For some of you, maybe the money's not there in your career and you could be looking for something that's better paying, more high paying. So it might be the time where you're searching for other jobs that are going to match the type of lifestyle you live and that are going to provide the financial comfort you want. But I think that the Five of Pentacles, it feels like something's missing. And if we're not talking about the money, it could be the spark, it could be the interest for you in reference to your job. You know, Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you put a decent amount of effort and you put tons of investment into the work that you do, but it does feel like something's missing and something's changed. And if you're noticing, maybe your connection to the work you did changed. Maybe the vibe of the workplace, maybe it's the people and the people aren't the same. Maybe the customers aren't the same. You know, sometimes businesses see that where customer bases change and it's definitely not the same and it's a little weird and different. So I feel like for Virgos that are resonating with this so far about your career, this could be the time where you're thinking about changing up what you're doing career-wise. Now, I would always say stay in a place where you're getting an income. So even if this career might not be fulfilling you, stick around in this career until you have another job lined up for you. But don't stay in a career that you're just unhappy with. Take action at this time to find a better job, to find something you'd be more happy with. So apply, you know, go on Indeed, whatever the case may be, and start searching for other job outlets that you think would make you feel fulfilled. Because I don't think it's just necessarily the money aspect. I think that it's the emotional fulfillment, the connection to the work that you're doing. You know, the one time, or not even the one time, what was I trying to say? One of the videos I watched today was about Mr. Beast, right? And I think he was mentioning that like people aren't lazy, right? Laziness is a side effect of boredom. And I think that the more you find yourself unmotivated with what it is you do, especially work-wise, the more you feel non-productive, the more you feel non-connected. It's not that you're a lazy person, it's that you're bored with what it is you're doing. But when you feel the most productive, the most excited, the most ecstatic is when you're invested in something you're passionate about. And that's what brings a fuck ton of success. You know, my key that I always say to people is that if you really want to be successful in life, when it comes to your career, you want to invest in what lights your soul on fire. And in doing so, you're going to reap the rewards from the universe. So really take that into account here for sure. Now, hopping on into love, let's take a look here at the single Virgos first. What do we got here for single Virgo? Coming on into the week here of the 20th. What's showing up for my single Virgos? First card, hello, the Two of Cups. Single Virgo, apparently not so single anymore. Looking at the next card, the Eight of Cups. And lastly, we have here the Knight of Swords showing up here for you. This can be read in two different ways, so take this if it applies. But Two of Cups here and Eight of Cups could be representing that you may now be recently single this week. Maybe you just walked out of a relationship. But if you are a Virgo who just walked out of a relationship, you may already be starting to talk to somebody new with the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords here could say that you've had interest in someone for a while. Maybe you're walking out of a relationship, but you really want to give things a go with whomever this individual may be. Now, for Virgos that didn't recently have a breakup, this is just representative of the fact that you're starting to notice things are moving between me and this person. You and this individual here have been talking for quite some time. Knight of Swords, Eight of Cups. You've been getting closer to each other. And looking at the Two of Cups, the Eight came to the Two. And by the way, Eight of Cups plus the Two of Cups creates the Ten of Cups. So I feel like if you're a single Virgo and you've been talking to somebody for quite some time, not only are you moving towards a relationship, but with the 8 plus the 2 making the Ten of Cups, you're moving towards a very fulfilling relationship that shows a lot of promise for the future. So just throwing that out there for you, you guys are looking pretty fantastic, okay? Now hopping on into coupled Virgos for the week. What do we got showing up here for the Virgo couples? In the week here of the 20th, what's going on for you? First card out is going to be the Seven of Wands. Taking a look here at the next, we have the Hermit. And lastly, we have here the Five of Swords coming on out as well. Now, the Hermit card is Virgo energy, so you're showing up here in your reading. But Seven of Wands here and the Hermit for the couple of Virgos. I think this week you may find yourself feeling kind of frustrated. I'm hearing like it's like talking to a brick wall kind of thing, where when you're trying to communicate to your partner, maybe you just don't feel like you're being heard. And that right there is what I feel may be causing you to shut down here with the Hermit and the Five of Swords. Because the Five of Swords initially, I feel, was you trying to fight so that somebody can understand you. It's like fighting for the person you love, but also fighting for yourself to be listened to and heard. You know, there's a major difference between somebody listening to you versus understanding you and hearing you. And I think that that was the major case you were trying to make. So if you're a Virgo in a relationship, you might feel like your partner here has been writing off what you say, not paying close attention, not coming from a place of understanding. And due to the nature of all that frustration, you might find yourself shutting down here a bit this week. And I think that ultimately, while it is unfair what it is you're going through, because when it comes to relationships, communication is incredibly the key, I think that maybe space at this time might do you well. It might do your partner well as well. That's a lot of wells, huh? And the reason why I say that is because sometimes for certain people, they may feel like they don't have the capacity to understand what's going on in that moment because they don't want to hear it. It's because they're choosing not to listen, because maybe they feel overwhelmed, maybe they feel bombarded, if you will. But I think that as time off starts to happen between you and your person, they're going to start to think to themselves. They're going to start to think about what upset you, what you were going through. I feel like it's going to click and connect when you have space from them. And I also think, by the way, you shutting down is going to kind of be an eye-opening experience for them to see, wait a minute, Virgo did shut down. Maybe what they're saying really is super important, which it is. So I do feel like they're going to take the time here to actually think while things cool off. So Virgo, for this week here, if you kind of need a bit of a break from your partner, I think it's going to benefit the two of you because A, you don't have to keep on feeling so frustrated by not being heard, but B, I think that with your silence, it's going to give them the opportunity to actually really replay in their head what happened, what you're going through, what you've been saying all along, and I think it's going to click for them with some time off. All right, let's get one more card here. Nine of Cups, yeah. I think it's going to click, and I think that everything's going to be okay. In the retrospect of when they do end up coming back towards you this week, I think they're going to come back with a really high vibrational attitude. They're probably going to feel a little apprehensive about your reaction because they're going to kind of expect you, Virgo, to be a little bit ticked off this week. But ultimately, they might try to break the ice with some jokes, and they're going to break the ice with some lighthearted energy and apologize and really be there for you to listen. So I do think that that can be a scenario showing up here for coupled Virgos this week, but I see it turning around and doing a positive 180 overall, and then them actually starting to not only just hear you, but understand you, and then we can move into a better direction here romantically. So I think it works out for the best here, which is good news, okay? Now, let's see what's going on with you guys on a little bit more of a personal level. What is personally going on here with Virgo? Coming into the week here of the 20th, what do we got here for this portion of the reading? First card is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Looking at the next card, we have here the Queen of Cups. And lastly, we have here the Lovers. Whoa, love that Lovers card showing up for you. Now, I think that for the week here, in terms of what's going on personally, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, I do think that to a degree you're a little reserved this week, a little held back. And I feel like you're recognizing I can't kind of keep holding on to my current circumstances and my current reality. I need to open up here and take a look at some different perspectives about what's going on in my life and what can I change and how do I really feel about my situation. Remember how I said in the main situation in the beginning, you might have looked at something and in the past you didn't feel like it was that bad, but then when you really took the time to think, you were like, oh, wait a minute, actually something here needs to change. I might be putting myself in a bit of a rough spot, right? So that's the realization when you open yourself up to a different perspective. You are not feeling too comfortable anymore, but instead you're allowing yourself to kind of detach from a comfortable environment to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What's actually happening in my environment? And as you're seeing everything in 3D, if you will, or as you're seeing everything right in front of you, you know, now you're recognizing, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what has to change. So you're coming up with your game plan here this week. And I see here with the Lovers card, by the way, too, you're going to start to feel more connected to your life, because in a way, when you see what you're dealing with and you're unhappy with it and you start taking initiative to change it, you will start feeling more powerful than you have, and you'll start feeling more connected to yourself than ever, to be honest, right? When we're kind of living our life on autopilot and just letting the day pass by, not changing up what we're doing, not changing situations to improve them and make them better, you could feel detached from yourself. But I feel like the Lovers card showing up here for what's going on with you personally is you guys reconnecting to yourselves and feeling closer to yourself than you have in quite some time. It's going to feel good, guys. Working towards positive change, working towards transformation, you're going to feel good about it. I promise you, okay? All right, though, Virgos, I'm liking this read, man. I really do think things are turning around for you in a wonderful way. I know that initially, kind of like the shock sometimes of looking at your positioning in life and maybe realizing maybe this isn't so good can be really scary, and it can be really nerve-wracking for some. But I think it's great to look at that and to have not only just a positive attitude, but a practical attitude on how to handle some of these situations. I think it's good to be aware of it, because the last thing you want to do is be so non-aware of what you're going through to the point where it almost feels like it's too late. By the way, it's never too late, but sometimes it can feel that way to the point where we have no motivation to change because we feel like we're so deep in the thick of it. So I like that you guys are starting to kind of see what needs to change, what needs to shift, and you have a lot of time here, and you have a whole lot of probability working to your favor to really change your situation for the better. Okay? All right, let's have a look at this overall outcome, guys. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Virgo? Coming on in here to the week of the 20th through the 26th. What do we got? And we got here the Moon card. Oh, yeah. The Moon card here is like a revelation to what it is you truly feel. I mentioned autopilot previously. I think that we all can go on autopilot from time to time. I know I sure can. I know you guys can. I know everyone can. The Pope can. At the end of the day, we all tend to go on autopilot from time to time, and maybe we're not so aware of what we're feeling or how things are affecting us emotionally. And, you know, sometimes we can get really comfortable in being in autopilot. But the Moon card is like your emotions this week. They're going to trigger you. They're going to trigger you, but they're triggering you for success. 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And they're triggering you to wake up to the fact that where you may feel comfortable inevitably is going to have an effect that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. So it's time to break out of where we are, and it's time to make some sort of change. And I feel that your emotions triggering you this week are exactly what's waking you up to what needs to change in your life, okay? So Virgo, definitely a very transformative time. I like this sense of awareness coming up this week, and I'm actually really happy to see the major nurturing aspect too with the Empress card once again, because the Empress granted is growth. Let's make a secure future, sure, but you are also being compassionate towards yourself. You're empathizing to yourself about what you went through, you know? You're not tearing yourself down for maybe where you are, but you're having a positive, loving, and nurturing perspective of where you are, and you're allowing yourself to say, I got this, I can move forward, I can create positive change. So the way that you're handling this with such grace, and that's what is so beautiful about this reading, you know? It can be very easy to say, wait, I'm in a rough position in life. Well, you know, I'm just a fuck up, or I'm just this and I'm just that and I can't believe it, or I'm stupid. You know, it can be so easy to turn on that negative switch in your brain and tear yourself down. But ultimately, it takes a lot of guts to say, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to love myself either way and accept myself for where I'm at and really focus on making this change no matter what the outcome may be. So Virgo, I salute you to that. Hats off to you guys for that. I think it's awesome to see this energy, and thank you so much guys for watching your reading. I hope that you all enjoyed it. This is for the week here of the 20th through the 26th of November. Of course, Virgo, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a like. I would appreciate that. If you're new here, come on down and subscribe. I'd be more than happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. And yeah, if you want a personal read, guys, as always, first link in the description below to book me on my website. And yeah, do enjoy your week, everybody. Take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.